So we're joined now by Greg Laporte. He's the VP of Sales and Marketing for Sonnet Technologies. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Glad to have you here.
Glad to be here.
So NAB show 2013, day 3.
Day 3. And this is a welcome rest.
You're finally off your feet, right?
Off my feet, low-key conversation. It's been nonstop. Yesterday I grabbed a granola bar about 10 o'clock in the morning.
That was it.
And I held it in my hand until about 4:30, and I didn't have a chance to take a bite out of it.
Wow.
It's been very busy.
That's great. Yeah. Well, you guys have a lot of buzz around your Thunderbolt products. You're really displaying a lot of connectivity via Thunderbolt, right?
We have. We initially introduced an express card reader, Thunderbolt express card reader. That's turned out to be a super popular S/S media reader because S/S cards are Express 34. And we just sell a ton of those. They're the fastest, least expensive S/S media reader on the market.
How fast are they?
150 megabytes a second.
That's nice.
Yep, high transfer rate. People love them. They can put them in their bag and go. We have a whole line of media readers that multi-ingest multiple cards, P2, S/S, compact flash, and we have just recently enabled the rest of them with a Thunderbolt adapter, and that's getting a lot of interest as well.
So I can take my CF card and use Thunderbolt now to transfer the information.
4 of them simultaneously.
4 of them at the same time.
4 of them at the same time, up to 400 megabytes a second.
Okay, we're going to have to get some of those.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep.
But on some of the bigger systems now for video editing and stuff, you guys have expansion solutions as well?
We have a range. It starts with a single slot chassis, very inexpensive, lightweight desktop, 2-slot, half length, 2-slot, full length. And then we just recently introduced a full 3-slot chassis. And most importantly, it's a rack mountable chassis. We found that the professionals want to rack these things up in a mobile rack that they can tote around, flight bag, rack bag, and they can hold their computer. They can hold PCI expansion and other things. And so this, we call it the Echo Express 3R for rack mount.
That's the new name, Echo Express 3R.
3R. And then it has I kind of like to call it a sidekick device, which is a mobile rack mount rack that holds LTO storage, shuttle drive storage. So in a 2U rack space, you can have 3 full-length PCIe cards and LTO tape or other storage to go or in your permanent rack. And coupled with our most popular expansion chassis, which is the X-Mac Mini server, it holds a Mac Mini in a 1U rack space and 2 PCIe cards. All the panels, all the cables come out of the Mac Mini to a panel mount, so it looks just like a server. It's been highly regarded as an excellent X-Serve replacement. So now you can rack that up with the Echo Express 3 and have 5 PCIe expansion cards
on your Mac Mini.
On your Mac Mini.
Isn't that cool?
It's really cool. Or Mac Pro. Some people leave out the Mac Mini, just rack it up that way and put the Mac Book Pro on the top of their cart.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, so that's very popular right now.
In the old days, you have to use a PCIe slot. Then you had cables running to expansion chassis. Then you'd have, however many cards you wanted to put in.
And you use up a slot.
And you use up a slot.
Mm-hmm.
Now you just have that real nice, clean Thunderbolt cable going in. And incredible performance, right?
Yeah, really great performance. So it's compatible with all the popular video cards, I/O cards. We have a very extensive list of compatible PCIe cards on when I say compatible, by the way, of course, the card in the chassis becomes a Thunderbolt device, and it has to comply with the Thunderbolt paradigm of hot pluggability, wake from sleep, and sudden surprise disconnect, and those kinds of things. So we have to certify the cards of the third-party vendors to make sure that they're compatible with Thunderbolt as well.
That's an important point. You don't want people just thinking, oh, I'm going to take this chassis and throw in a bunch of cards. They have to really make sure what they're doing. And
they won't recognize it. So that's a good thing about Thunderbolt. It prevents self-destruction.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Thunderbolt will not allow a card that hasn't been properly updated. The driver hasn't been properly updated to be recognized over Thunderbolt. So But we do a pretty good job of informing people before they buy, what to look for in terms of a card and its compatibility, and makes for a great experience. We have almost no support issues with all our Thunderbolt expansion products, and I think it's partly due to that.
That's nice, huh?
Yeah.
Gotta love that.
Yep.
Yeah. So, you're working closely with the Intel Thunderbolt team as well at Sonnet?
From the very beginning, we were one of the earliest developers to begin to develop Thunderbolt-enabled products, and we had probably the hardest task when it comes to building PCIe expansion. That's a tricky job, and but we're in our third generation of it now.
Yeah.
So it's moving along, and we just recently introduced a new docking station.
Yeah. I'd like to hear about that more. But how's it been working with the Intel team? I'm just kind of curious.
Super smart.
Super smart guys.
Super smart guys. Yep. Initially, it was kind of a full tag team. Intel, Apple. Both engineers from both teams worked with us, advised us, and we found things that helped them as well. So it was kind of a symbiotic.
Isn't it nice how that works?
Yeah.
Everybody helping each other out, and in the end, you get a great product because of it.
Most people don't know there's a certification process involved with all Thunderbolt devices, which is really kind of an industry first that we've seen, and we think it's a great thing because it ensures, I think, a higher quality and a better user experience. And for that reason, I think it's really reduced our support the cost per product significantly.
That's great. Yeah. Now, what about the new docking station?
Well, we just announced it. We been watching sort of the world of docks being introduced and what they had and what they didn't have, and we felt that there was a great niche for us. And something that people don't really know is we make a whole line of PCIe cards and cards with different controllers. So we have a lot of experience with FireWire and Gigabit Ethernet and USB 3 and eSATA, and so it's kind of natural for us to apply that knowledge and the knowledge of Thunderbolt into a super dock. So it's actually a 15 interface dock. It has 4 USB 3 ports, 2 eSATA, external SATA, 1 FireWire, 1 Gigabit Ethernet. 2 of the USB 3 are on the front, 2 in the back. It's got audio in and out on the front and the back. It's got a built-in Blu-ray, a built-in DVD reader-writer, and it can be upgraded. We have a model also with a Blu-ray reader as well. And we've just decided at the show today that we're going to add one more model that actually has a Blu-ray writer.
Fantastic. And
it also has room for 6 gigabit SATA storage inside. So in the Apple world, it's commonly known as the Time Machine backup.
Mm-hmm.
And so all built into a little dock about the form factor of a Mac Mini.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a great idea, isn't it?
Super great. And then with 2 Thunderbolt ports, we've got connection with an adapter to just about every video device that you can think of out there. DVI, HDMI, VGA, so it'll be a great all-in-one
So that's
docking
also
station.
built into the dock.
Well, the 2 Thunderbolt ports, some people have built into their dock the video out, but we don't think that's the best approach because Thunderbolt passes the video through. So somewhere at the end of that Thunderbolt chain, it could be at the dock, or it could be on the last device in the chain, you add your monitor. And it's a simple adapter. There are plenty of low-cost. Thunderbolt is mini DisplayPort, so there are plenty of mini DisplayPort to everything adapters: HDMI, DVI, VGA, and so why build it? Why put the cost into the dock when you're not sure what people are going to want to use?
Right. Which one? Yeah.
Let them use an adapter.
That's fantastic.
Yeah.
So. Intel made the announcement here on Monday, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just breaking news that they're going to up it to 20 megabits per second gigabits, right, per second.
Yep.
So you guys, I imagine, were aware of that probably ahead of the announcement.
We were. We're aware of it. We're watching it. We're involved with it, and we're planning for it. It's still a little ways out. Early silicon will be at the end of the year, according to the announcement. And then I think you'll see volumes of product more into 2014. That'll be great for our customers. They like the bandwidth.
Q2, yeah.
I think Thunderbolt continues to be an innovative technology, and we we'll be right on top of it. We understand it well, and so we'll be able to move quickly when we have chips to work with.
Right. Well, thanks so much for joining us, Greg. Really
welcome.
appreciate you being here. And best of luck with everything you're doing at
Thank you.
Sonnet.